Now that we know the basics of how Instatiling works, I'm going to show you how my agency actually uses this process to manage multiple accounts. Using the same file from the previous video, I'm going to click to open this. Double click to open the Place Image Here file. I'm going to tab on the F key to toggle full screen. Now we have this pre-built, but I'm going to walk you through the steps of creating this for yourself. You want to select the rectangle tool, click anywhere on the artboard. I'm going to use 1080 by 1080. Click OK. I'm going to select just a random color. I'm going to tab on Command A to select the entire artboard. Head over to the alignment tool. Let's align it to the bottom right. I'm going to click on Command D to deselect, Command J to duplicate this layer, Command A to select the artboard once again. Click on the center. Click Command D to deselect once again, Command J to duplicate once again, Command A to select the artboard, and the last one, shift it to the left. Command D to deselect the artboard once again. I'm going to select all three of these by clicking one and holding Shift and clicking all, and then Command G to group this. I'm going to name this, it really doesn't matter what you name this, you could just write first. This would be your first post. Typically what we do is just write first, second, third, etc. Or sometimes we switch it to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, depending on our strategy. With the folder selected, I'm going to hit Command J to duplicate the entire folder. Command A to select the artboard once again, and toggle this to the middle. Command J to duplicate this once again. Command A to select the entire artboard and do the last bit. So we're now left with 9 individual squares. You could change the color if you like, but I'm just going to leave it this way. From here, we're going to repeat the process of bringing in the images one by one that we want to work with. So I'm going to go to File, Embed. You can tell that I've actually added a new folder. These are just random images I grabbed online. If you're an agency, you would already have a strategy in play or what type of imagery you're going to use. So there's no real reason why I chose these images. There's no like real game plan behind this. It's just to kind of walk you through the basics of how we do it. If you're in between the line and you hold Option, you'll see this. Go ahead and click it, make your adjustments, and repeat this process over and over until you have the 9 images in place. So at this point, you might be tempted to just run the action and kind of call it a day, but I would highly recommend you doing the necessary adjustments once again. You want to take your time here, kind of establish a workflow of your own where it matches your brand's identity, voice, and tone. Depending on your strategy and the way your marketing team has worked the messaging, this will vary from brand to brand, but you want to take the time to actually work on this for a bit. And the key here is consistency. Stay true to the company or the brand's messaging, um, especially their tone, their voice, and everything that your marketing team would know at this point. One thing that we do is we actually always have the same filter. So, for instance, for me, I would always leave this as the default for one brand. So now that we have these images in play, I'm going to hit Command S or go to File and Save. Close out this window with Command W, and we're back to the original image. So from here, locate the action once again, make sure I'm on the right file and run the action. Let it do its thing. Go to my desktop, and we have our weekly posts. So after we've generated our tile images for our week, we head over to Hootsuite. We're going to log in. You want to start once again, starting from 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and etc. Before I bring the images in and start creating our weekly posts, I'm going to show you the strategy we use, and I highly recommend you developing a workflow similar to this. We use Hashtagify. For instance, if you see this account is linked to Boatly's account, um, please follow us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. But what we do is basically use boat life, which is kind of one of the primary hashtags that everybody uses in the boating industry. This all comes down to your client's audience, and it varies from industry to industry, but I would highly recommend you using Hashtagify to find trending hashtags. You can see right away that boat life has other hashtags like sea, sailing, summer. Again, we could actually go further into these and come up with new hashtags, but the process is all the same for every brand. We come here and we start grabbing all the hashtags that correspond to that brand. What we do at this point is we copy the hashtags that we've generated, bring in each individual post one by one, create our message, add the hashtags that we just created. But in addition to that, our accounts or all our business accounts are all linked to Instagram's business accounts. So if you have a personal account, I highly recommend you switching your personal account to a business account, because you will have insights on your audience, the type of audience you're attracting, their demographic data. You'll be able to see when you should post rather than letting Hootsuite kind of guess when to post. Use those stats within your Instagram business account to start crafting um, your message at that appropriate time based on when your followers are online the most, or based on when they comment or like the most. So this all comes down to every individual brand itself. So you can either do this on Sunday nights or Monday early in the morning. What you're doing is working about 1 to 2 hours at the starting of the week, and it frees up your entire week